Hello, I'm R.J. Mundt, and I'm president of the Cremation Society of Wisconsin and owner of Stokes, Prock, and Mundt Funeral Chapels. I became interested in funeral service when I was in high school. And actually, before that, I had an uncle, a bachelor uncle, who was very popular politically in the Milwaukee area. And when I was young, he used to take me to funerals all the time because he knew everybody. He knew senators, he knew governors, even some presidents. And so we'd dress up and we'd go to these visitations and funerals, and then we'd go out to eat afterwards. And so that was kind of the hook. Well, when I was about 16, he passed away very, very suddenly. And I became part of his funeral arranging party with my parents. And that's really the first time I met some funeral directors firsthand. And I was very, very impressed with how they handled everything, how compassionate they were. And I thought, you know, I should probably try that profession, because I'd always been the one in the biology class that didn't have a problem with dissecting frogs or whatever. So I knew I wasn't squeamish, and that's one element of what you have to have in funeral service. You can't be squeamish. But I was always a people person, and of course, funeral service is all about helping people at the worst time of their life, because when somebody dies, that's the worst experience anybody can ever imagine what they have to go through. So I got into it as a young man, and the longer I've been in it, the more I've learned. I've been in funeral service for 38 years, and about almost 5 years ago, I took on the Cremation Society of Wisconsin. It had been established in the early 80s, and I took it over almost 5 years ago. And that's a whole different realm of funeral service. Many, many years ago, cremation was not very popular. In this day and age, in our state, it accounts for about 42% of what people choose as a means of disposition. In the county that we're in, our cremation rate is about 50%. So it certainly is becoming the new tradition. More and more families are selecting this. And the Cremation Society was established to give people economical alternatives to traditional funerals. Most people know that traditional funerals are rather expensive. And cremation, of course, costs less. It's more environmentally friendly, green, if you will. It's greener. And people are concerned about using all this land for burials. And with cremation, you don't have to bury the cremains if you don't want to. You can scatter them. You can keep them at home. It's considered final disposition. And we're seeing more and more people selecting that because of its simplicity and its lower cost.